It's live at 5. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock.
Hey y'all.
It's
Hey y'all.
Biznistry live at 5.
Hello.
We got some fabulous guests with us today. We're looking forward to having a great show today. If you're just now tuning in, click the like button, click the share button, because if somebody needs to see this, that is not going to see it unless you share it. Today, in Biznistry Live at 5, I have two great entrepreneurs and authors, Keisha Bogan Jamey and Jamey Jenkins.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Bringing the books in, they got businesses. These two, you want to know about how to get your business on going.
Yes.
Don't let nobody get in your way. Get it going. These two are going to show you what's going on today. So welcome, Jamey. Welcome, Keisha.
I'm glad to be here. So glad to be here. So glad to be a part of the stream.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, Jamey, I would say one thing that us fellas like to do when I do these is we like to let the ladies go first.
Oh, absolutely. I'm with it.
We want to be a gentleman. Of course, that's that Mississippi hospitality.
Absolutely.
All right. So to make sure everybody knows what's happening today, we do a business spotlight or a business showcase for authors and entrepreneurs so that they can share what product or service or nonprofit or book that they have. So for those of you watching for the first time, that's what we're doing today. We teach tons of business classes. We teach all kinds of tips and stuff, but sometimes we got to do a spotlight. We got to stop and help each other come up that ladder. So I've always been taught that we have to reach back when we get somewhere and help keep that chain going. So today, the authors and entrepreneurs that we have here today, both of them have fantastic book projects that you can get, and both of them got lots of other stuff going on other than just their books. So, Keisha, if you want to start with telling the people who you are, and go ahead and introduce yourself, ma'am.
Sure. First, I want to say thank you. Thank you guys for having us on. Hometown love is always good. Support, Black support.
Absolutely.
That's the only way that we thrive. That's the only way that we thrive. So, for those that don't know me, I am Keisha Bogan Jamey. Most people know me as Keisha Bogan from Hazelhurst, Mississippi. I've been living here in Atlanta now since 2006. My daughter was born, so a little over 14 years now. I am an author. I am a salon owner. I am a business mogul. I am the person that can teach you how to hustle and grind. These are the things that are very, very much essential in our areas for legacy, for financial building, for wealth that goes beyond just $1. You know, you have to be able to take what you have, and it's building a brand. You have to be able to take that and expand it. Your brand shouldn't stop at just a logo. So that is the greatest, one of the greatest gifts that I feel like God gave me. I basically took my business, Beautiful Clue, and I took that and just kind of twisted it in several different ways. It began, the way Beautiful Clue actually came about is I began doing makeup. So everybody sees me and they're like, oh, who did makeup, who did makeup? So I began doing makeup as a hairstylist. And so when I began doing that, I needed to have a name. So I was like, oh man, this would be cool. I wanted something pretty, something soft, something that represented flowers, whatever that is. So Beautiful Clue came about, and I'm good with acronyms. So Beautiful Clue came up with Clue for my salon is creating looks uninhibited exclusively. And so then I took that brand, and then I just pretty much expanded it out. So now you have Beautiful Clue the salon, you have a Beautiful Clue the book, you have Beautiful Clue accessories, and you just continue to grow. You continue to grow. You continue to build on that. And before you know it, you have a whole line of things. So not to go too much longer so that my guy Jamey can come on here. Basically, with going further with your brand, when a lot of people ask me, how are you doing for COVID? How's everything going at the side? How is this? How is that? When you are a natural born hustler, you will not find yourself in a position to where you're sitting there and you're wondering, what am I going to do because I can't be here?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And that's how other things get developed. That's how you grow. That's when you have that time to yourself to be able to say, what else is it that I can do with this name, this brand? What else can I invent? What else can I create? And that's basically what happened as I began to bridge more and more and more and more. And it's just a matter of a lot of creativity put into a brand, but expanding the brand to the point where it's not stuck just with it.
So clue is creating looks unexclusively. What's the last part?
Uninhibited. Creating looks uninhibited, exclusively. Meaning
Exclusive.
one style.
Okay. All right. So clue has got a whole nother.
It's got a whole. I'm gonna take y'all on a journey with this interview.
Now, Keisha, I'm gonna tell you, I love what you're doing with these Ks. Like you got your own language, you got your own thing, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't care what nobody say. Sometimes that kind of stuff you can't buy that. Sometimes that's just stuff that God got to drop in your spirit.
Your creativity.
That's your creativity.
Absolutely, and that
I love these Ks.
basically is just a moniker to my name. So of course that's why all the C's that can be changed to K, they're changed to K. And it's a moniker to my name. It's my signature, and it makes me feel so good when I see people write me back and they change their C's to K.
Yep, I do that. I do that. I think Keisha know be like Kan, K-A-N. You do an interview with me on Saturday.
Exactly. I really appreciate that.
All right, Jamey, tell the people who you are, man of God. Let people know who you are and what you got going on, man.
Hey, I'm going to do that. But Keisha said two things. One, she talked about the logo, not stopping at the logo. That is such a nugget right there because I see people in all these business groups and other how to network and stuff like that, and that is their sole purpose is just to get a logo. I need a logo made. I need this. But after that, then what? Like, how are you marketing and branding this thing? So people look for the icon. They look for the icon. Like I said, me and Keisha been social media friends, hometown forever. I can remember seeing her picking pieces up, and flipping pieces to people. About like years ago before the altar. I was like, that is dope. She is on something. Like she is on something. I mean, it is always been great and talented to see, from afar. Well, my name is Jamey Jenkins. I'm also from Keishas, Mississippi, and I have a book project, a movement called Hello Black Man. So I got my shirt on here today, my hat on here today, and it's about transparency and communication. And it's starting with our community. And I think that our community has so much room to grow as far as transparency and communication is concerned. If someone were to ask, your sibling, your significant other, a real question about, what makes you you, you would be surprised that people that you've known 10, 20, 30, 40 years wouldn't have a clue how you would answer. So what happened with me, basically, me and my son's 13 years old, communication was not working out. The way I communicated, the way he was listening was on two different wavelengths. So I said, I got to figure something out here. So I said, well, maybe if I write questions down and have him answer and have him ask me questions, that would help us out. And so I got in the middle of writing these questions, and I said, I don't know some of this stuff about my own business. I said, me and my dad, we talk about work, we talk about church, we talk about sports, and that's basically everybody's normal, everyday conversation. That's it. Mm-hmm. My son, I fuss at him about school, fuss at him about bathing, fuss at him about cleaning up his room. That's it. That's basically day in, day out, day in, day out. And so these questions, I started with about 250 questions, and I said, I got it down to a 52 question guided journal, to where you have opportunity to write what you want to write, but then you have some questions that prompt that make you get engaged with who you are. These questions really try to find out who you are. What made you the person you are here today. So that's my movement. Hello, Black Man.
All right.
Hey, well, thank you so much for that, Jamey. Do you have any other businesses that you're involved in that you'd like to share with the people?
I'm also a photographer. I've shot with Keisha. I do
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Jamie,
Surprised me one time at one of my events that
I
I had.
have. Yep. Came home and she made it a point to contact me to be a part of it. See, that kind of stuff right there just goes above and beyond for me. You know, just it's only 10,000 photographers here in Jackson.
Okay.
And so just to link up and be able to, just see how well one another's doing, growing, maturing, I think it's a phenomenal thing. I'm also into photography. I've been in photography for about 2 years.
Okay. So, Jamie, can people come to your photography studio that takes pictures, or would you meet them out and about somewhere to set up curtains and stuff? How would somebody get to you to do photos?
Under Big Pretty Pictures, we do have different studios we work with, but I shoot under the name Big Pretty Pictures. I love on location shots because it just feels it feels so natural to be out and about taking photographs. I have nothing against studios and stuff like that, but normally, if you tell me what you want to see, we can find a location to ensure that that's seen, even if it's a headshot or if it's just some natural shots. Being Keisha took just some natural shots downtown, phenomenal work on her part. I just happen to be there, and it's one of those things that those images will be translucent forever. Those images will be stamped. You can look back on those images in 20, 30 years like this. That is an amazing photo.
Yes, Keisha is so beautiful. We all know that Keisha is like a black Betty Boop.
Yes, that's what he called you.
She's like a black Marilyn Monroe. She's a black Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's so beautiful.
Working hard.
When I was growing up, I was reading your book, Keisha, and I was reading some of these parts where you were talking about how, self-conscious you were, and then you said something about the cool kids made fun of you. I was like, girl, what you talking about? You are the cool kids. What you talking about, girl? I'm like, wait a minute, let me read this again. Just cool kids.
Hey, like she was writing from somebody else's perspective for a minute, like, oh, what?
I'm like, who was cooler than Keisha?
Yeah,
who that was. It's okay.
It's so fun just to think back on that time in a lot of the chapters and stuff, because it allowed me to be able to go back to those places. Mentally, emotionally, physically. I remember flipping off the tires. When I first moved there to Mississippi, I was in 5th grade. I'll never forget that. And I had been exposed to so much because I was born in California. And, so that's where I was. And so in California, it's like all of my friends were in gymnastics or cheerleading or whatever it was that they could be in, they were in. So the exposure for me was, it was, the sky was the limit. My mom was one of those moms that was like, whatever you want to try, whatever you want to do, let's go try out for it. So I don't know if you guys remember, and I think I put that in the book. Do you remember the boys, the group, the boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Way back.
Yeah.
So I was in acting school. They were just getting started, like all these different things. So when I'm able to go back to those places as I was writing my book, and I had to go back to my childhood, go back to those things, and the differences in how I was raised, basically, and then me moving to Mississippi and trying to implement what I lived in California, what I was learning to live in Mississippi. It was a vast difference. It was a vast difference because the city life and the country is totally, totally different. However, I was a kid that was ready to adapt, but I wanted to teach you how you could adapt too. So that's where a lot of things for me were different. And because of different, unfortunately, a lot of times kids aren't really ready for that. So that's how you kind of get, I don't want to say ridiculed, but it's almost like you're the different one. And because of that, it's not so much that they don't want to learn it or they don't want to do it. It's just you're so different, they're trying to figure out how can I.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a hard process. That's a hard process to teach somebody what your exposure was, if that makes a difference. It's hard to teach somebody what your exposure was and then pour that into them and expect them to be able to say, hey, I can do that too. it almost like it takes a team of people to do it, and then it's like, oh, everybody's doing it now. But if you're one out of the group, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, it is.
I can so relate to that, Keisha, because I was born in Chicago, and I was the new girl who came, to Mississippi in the third grade. And
I remember.
Of course, you stand out like a sore thumb because you're different. And you want to fit in so bad. And sometimes I was just like, by the time I got into middle school, I was like, this is too much work. It's just too much. This is too much work.
It was definitely, like I said, it was definitely an experience. And then I think at that time when I did come, how you really don't get into your real physical appearance. Like now kids are, third grade, fourth grade, they already know they want to wear weave. There's so much stuff right now. But back when we were growing up, if you didn't know how cute you were, you were just a kid having a good time, trying to figure it out, and where do you fit? And so when I came, I'll never forget, I had 2 cornrows. My mama had taught me, you party down the middle and you cornroll it. They weren't wearing that in Mississippi. So here you got this light-skinned, funny-eyed, cornrowed, flipping off the tires, running with the boys because the girls wasn't trying to play with me.
Right.
So that was the thing. But it's what shaped me into, basically to who I am. And it makes me appreciate those who are struggling with trying to figure out who they are. What direction they should go. Do they fit with this crowd or do they fit with that crowd? And I believe that alone is what has built me to be. I'm more of the person who cares for and seems to like, or I'm attracted more to the underdog than I am the winner.
Yes.
The winner's already won.
Yes. Yes.
How can I assist the one girl that's sitting by herself instead of thinking?
Right.
So
how to boost her up and elevate her. Yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly. And that has been my life story as far as building relationships and stuff, because the in crowd is cool, but how do you get more people to come into that crowd? That's what I like.
Right.
You know what?
That's excellent.
You know what, Keisha? I got a question for you. I want you to get ready for it.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Jamey something, but I want you to think about this while I'm talking to Jamey.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about that Dooney and Burke purse.
Oh, I will definitely share that story.
Missing purse equals motivation. We're going to come back to that in a minute. So, Jamey, let's talk about your why, because Keisha kind of tapped into the why, and I know you went into it a little bit, but I want to talk a little bit deeper about your why, which is what drives you to do it. But more importantly, when you have your why, like understood, your purpose, understood clearly, that thing will keep you going, even when time gets rough. That thing will keep you pushing that book.
It will. You wake up early, stay up late, weekends, it doesn't matter. That is so crazy that you asked me that question. It is so phenomenal, because I'm going to show you something here. I have my journal here, and this is one of the questions in my journal. This is one of my entries. This is one of my journals here, if I filled it out. And so what me and my son do is he'll write in his journal and he will do a video of what he's written. And I'll do the same thing. So now there's no question on how I would answer certain things for my son. So he has that. He has a real answer for his dad, not what I think my dad thinks this, what I think this.
Right.
He doesn't have to think. He has a true answer for me. And the question you asked me about, like the why, what motivates? Question 24 in the journal says, "Hello, black man. What or who motivates you? Describe how it feels to be motivated." So my answer here, like I said, is already written down. It says time motivates me. I'm 41 years old as of today, and the older you get, the time that was once on your side, you kind of feel it slipping away. Time pushes me to wake up early, stay up late, to get things done. Time is a great motivating driver because no one knows how much you have remaining. Purpose motivates me. Knowing something I do or create can change the world so quickly and fast. Purpose exposes your passion, or at least it should. Having purpose and living in it allows you to see the greater good. Purpose is something that will be evident long after I am gone. and that's important. People motivate. Both my parents are still alive and in good health. I have children that I want to say great examples for. I have an inner circle that loves me unconditionally. It feels inspiring to be motivated. It allows me to push, to pull, to go through or go around. So that's a phenomenal question. I mean,
yes. And that was a wonderful
it's
answer.
like that. We did not rehearse.
Amazing.
It's not rehearsed.
Right.
This is not rehearsed.
Right. That's great. So that's what motivates. That's my why. Those are my whys. People, time. It's a passion for seeing excellence in people that are pushing, seeking excellence. That's who I want to see win. I want to see people that are trying to win.
Right. Oh, that's
awesome.
Man, Jamey, I'm telling you, boy, you answered that question. Boy, you answered that question.
I'm sitting like, wait, let me tell you my why.
You answered that question like I sent this to you last year.
Right, that's crazy. I mean, I'm blown away myself because I just happen to have my journal. I said, well, I have here just in case you want to get into it, and that question is spot on.
Right.
Absolutely.
That was really, really good.
Geno, so before we get to the question that you asked me, let me explain a little bit more of my why. Because what I was sharing with you was kind of the story of my childhood, that sort of thing. A Beautiful Clue, the book, it came about many, many, many years ago. Again, remember I told you I was building a brand. So
Right.
I had this book, which that acronym for Clue is Conceptualizing Life's Unexpected Experiences. Remember I told you for the salon, it was Creating Looks Uninhibited Exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
So the book is Conceptualizing Life's Unexpected Experiences. Now, the interesting part about this is I came about this with the book and wanting to share my journey, share my story, because some people think that it happened after my mother's death. But it didn't. It actually was way long before then. And like I said, it was a brand that was already being built. So by the time when my mother passed, surely that for me was, it's beyond devastating. It's beyond devastating. It's one of those things where you have to grab yourself and hold on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even something someone else can do for you. You literally have to grab yourself and hold on, because it's almost like snatching a baby from someone, even though I'm a grown woman. That's what it felt like. If someone intentionally snatched her away from me, and that has been probably the biggest trial. I'm sure the biggest trial of my life, my journey. But at the same time, it has created motivation for me to continue. So in regards to the book, when I thought that the book was supposed to be written a couple years ago, when I thought that book was supposed to be written, God said, I got something else. I didn't know what it was, nor that it was going to be as tragic as it was. But it's funny because my mom was to write the foreword in my book.
Oh, really?
I had printed it out, shared with her what a foreword was, all those different things. And that's what I said, Mommy, it doesn't matter what word you use. I'll help you to make sure that it goes just the way that you want to go in the front of my book. That didn't happen, and here we are. So then I thought to myself, after she passed, I've got to finish this book. So there's the new chapter in that book that's for my mom. So then, 2 years later, my father passed. Both of my parents in their 50s, 54 and 56, 57.
They're young.
So I'm like, what is going on here? So those two chapters surely were not in the book, my mom's chapter and my father's chapter. And the chapter on my mom was called Contemplation. Contemplation was that space in my life where I felt like for the very first time I could take my life. I've never felt that feeling before, ever. I done been through some things, some serious things, some public things, some things that could break someone, okay, to a point where they couldn't recover. But when my mother passed, and speaking of that, and let me just give another shout out to my fellow author and friend, Jamey. Jamey reached out to me, since you're talking about photography, Jamey reached out to me at a time where I didn't know if I was going to come. I just didn't know if I was going to come. I knew that I got this phone call that my mother had been murdered. And I just thought to myself, like, this is not really happening. It's almost like a movie reel that went backwards, where I was able to see everything from the time I was born to that. All I could just kept seeing was that. And I kept thinking to myself, in the life that she was living at one point in her life, had I got that phone call and said, we found your mom, for whatever reason, I felt like in that moment I could have justified, well, the life she was living. But at the point that God touched her and turned her all the way around and made her helpmate for so many people, I didn't understand it. But it was almost like her journey was complete. Now, the manner in which she was gone, none of us have control over it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but God said it is complete, but I have to continue. So in writing that and putting it together, after it was finally complete, I said to myself, with all the content that's in there and all the transparency and all the things that I thought that she would have been able to handle, in honesty, I don't think she would have. There would have been many things, many people, many approaches that may not have been the most favorable results. The favorable, you know, because you don't know how you will respond. I don't care how many
Yeah,
years.
that's true.
Right.
That's true. That is so true.
You tell me some information, I don't care how long, in my mind, it just occurred. As a parent, definitely as a parent. So it's just interesting to think of how that all came together. And I had to have a chapter in there about my mother because I needed you to know the relationship that I had with this woman. And then the chapter on my father, I needed you to know who he was. And it's like both of them were taken by things that they had no control over.
Mm-hmm.
And so my why with the book was not only to share that journey, but also to give people the hope that you
Right.
can get through. You don't have to be upset with people for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold on to those bones and just say, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Because the way God works, however it's intended for them to receive whatever it is they need to receive in search of their forgiveness, he will handle it, not you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because to love someone, even in a wrong,
Mm-hmm.
speaks to the heart of who
It
you are.
does. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That
At the end
forgiveness,
of the
Keisha.
day, what are you going to gain? What is it that you're going to gain? You're an adult now. You're here. You're still thriving.
Yeah.
So
Still got
the
your life.
main reason for my why was freedom.
It sounds like you
Wow.
kind of tapped into forgiveness a little bit too, Keisha,
Yeah,
because
and
you
it's
know
funny
you
because
have to
the
lift yourself
forgiveness.
out of the cage.
Yeah, the funny thing is forgiveness was a long time ago. As I've told a lot of people that I had to speak to, no one or nothing. And what I'm trying to do is not give away the book to those who don't have it.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
what I'm trying to say is that just know that things that happen in life, if I really wanted to make, as we say, a think about it, I could have been turned over a whole lot of family reunions. I could have turned over a whole lot of friends. I could have created something that would destroy people, and that was
Yeah.
never my intent. So for me to be mature enough, strong enough, to have the courage enough to still see people that made choices that may not have been the best, and still hug them, and still say hello, and to
Yeah.
still see how
That's
they feel.
big. That's big.
My question in my spirit was always, and it's in my book, I wonder, did they think I forgot?
Hmm.
And that speaks
Yeah.
to the maturity of a person. That
Yeah.
speaks to the growth of a person. And
Yeah.
that speaks to your ability to be able to still function, maintain, and not use those things as crutches as to
All
why
right.
you have to be whatever you thought you should have been.
Right.
Well, you know
Nobody
what?
has control over me but me.
It's interesting that you said
That's
that
wisdom
Jamie
from
reached out to
above.
you as well.
Yes. Oh, I didn't finish that. So Jamie reached out. Let me finish that. Jamie reached out to me when my mother passed. And it was such a kind message because I was getting several messages, but he reached out to me in my inbox on Facebook. And he said to me, I want to gift you with something. You won't even know that I'm there, but I want to capture this moment for you that you'll have for later. It will be discreet. Again, you won't even know I was there. I never even thought of it, never even heard of it, never even imagined, would there be a photographer at a homegoing service? But I tell you, it's one of the best and most cherished things that I have, Jamie. It is one of the best and most cherished things that I have because it was done and put together in such a way that it doesn't leave me with that feeling of I was at a place of loss. I was at a place of loss, surely physically sitting there, but the aftermath, like I showed that video, I hosted all of the people that were around me and were with me here in Atlanta, my friends, my family. I mean, my friends they did everything for me. I can name them on and on. They did everything for me. I'm talking about sleep in my bed with me. I'm talking about around the clock, someone was here. Someone was making sure I was okay. Was I eating? What if I went to the bathroom and closed the bathroom, the door was getting pushed in, like, hey, you know, and I can appreciate that. I had a friend, a girlfriend, I love her to death. She's a stylist as well. She came here and she marched around my house and she said, devil, you will not have her. You will not have her. She is ours. And those are the things that's powerful, along with the actual memento. Like, I'm shaking. That just made me feel something. Those are the things that are powerful in the memento that you have of your loved ones. And my mom is my best friend. She will forever be my best friend. So to have those memories, and it also allowed me to be able to see all the people that were actually there, because I don't remember anything as far as faces. But to see that after, to see Jamie holding my mama's obituary, to see that capture, to see the long line going to lay her to rest. Like, all those things are things that you can't replay after they're gone. But I have.
Yeah, and sometimes we can't remember too. You know, I just lost my mom July last year. Okay.
Oh wow, so sorry.
July 1st last year. So it's been just a little over a year. And it's amazing that you did that for her, Jamie, because one of the things that I think about now is I'm trying to remember that day. I want to remember that feeling.
Right.
I want to know what it looked like. So it's amazing, Jamie, that you had that kind of insight. And I want to tell you something, Keisha. I'm snitching on Jamie.
Oh Lord.
I'm snitching on Jamie. Jamie has a business manager or like an agent or something that he put me in contact with when we were working with, right? And I've been chatting back and forth with her. And he's like, look, I can't make no moves without my manager, so let me know. I need you to talk to her. I need you to make sure I want her to make it right, and then she'll tell me where I'm supposed to be, right? So, so I met her and started talking back and forth with her. She's cool. And I got on the phone, and matter of fact, first off, I went in the back and started talking to Cookie, and I said, Cookie, guess who just agreed to do an interview with me? She said, who? I was like, Jamie. And then I was like, guess who else just agreed to do an interview with me? I was like, Keisha. And then Cookie was like, you should interview them together. So this was the idea. Right? And guess what happened? Guess what happened when I told Jamie that you were interviewing with him, Keisha? I got on the Facebook Messenger and told the young lady that's working with Jamie's manager, and I said, hey, I have a surprise for Jamie, and he not ready. She texted me back and said, oh my God, Geno, Jamie's pacing the floor. He don't know what to do right now. What's the surprise? And then I said, and Jamie almost lost it because he found out you guys were going to be interviewed together.
Yeah, I was blown away. Like, it's like out of a million people that could be paired. I was like, wow. Like, this is dope. Like, this is unbelievable.
This wasn't we didn't set this up. This is God's move.
Yeah, I was like, we're all from the same hometown.
That's
we're
right.
all relatively the same age. We all know each other. We gotta support each other. You know, and just to piggyback off hello black man, when you walk into a room and you speak to someone with a smile, you can change the atmosphere.
You can.
You can change the atmosphere. You can get that day. You know how many times I have de-escalated just normal situations by just smiling.
Yeah.
That's what I do for a living. I'm a dental hygienist. Everybody knows that. So I love to smile. And with this mask stuff, I can't show my smile all the time, and I be feeling some kind of way. But that hello black man opens up dialogue, and it will able you to open up as a man and have these emotional dialogues and conversations.
Let me say,
your husband.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That is so crazy. Listen. To anybody listen to this, we have not pre-recorded this. This is
off the cuff.
It's off the cuff. That is part of the name Hello Black Man, the hello part. Because when you're speaking to, it's so crazy you say that. When you're speaking to people, when you just say what's up or nod your head, it's okay. That's just okay.
Right.
But when you say hello, it de-escalates. It opens up like, okay, this person's here for conversation. This person is in a positive vibe. Just saying the real hello, not what up, not that's okay.
And don't put a smile with it.
Right. That's a hello.
Right.
You just say a real hello. That's like, okay, this is good people here. We good.
Right.
It just opens up everything about that moment. That is perfect. It is unbelievable.
Example, Geno and I were going to was it a Nas concert or a Talib Kweli concert? It was a long time ago.
It was Nas.
And it was these two big black policemen at the door. And I walked up, Geno and I said, hey, y'all, hello, how y'all doing? And you know what he said? He said, you are the first sister that walked past me.
And
spoke
all night.
Wow.
And I felt because
but that's how it is.
Sometimes, police officers or whoever, we can intimidate each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, hey, how y'all doing?
Sometimes
Hello.
they just as intimidated by us as we are of them.
Right.
So everybody got their guards up.
Right.
Everybody got their guard up.
It's so de-escalated, and that's what I love about it. And it opens up for so much candid conversations. That your purpose is so beautiful, Jamey. It is a very beautiful purpose. You use your words very well.
I'll tell you another thing about Hello Black Man, Jamey. I was just talking to somebody the other day. I think I might have been talking to my team in a team meeting, and we were talking about respect, because respect is important, right? So we have this thing. We're a faith-based company. Of course, y'all know we do taxes, bookkeeping, payroll. I got a lot of people that's working with us, and I was always making sure they understand. Of course, we treat the janitor the same way we treat the CEO. Okay, so my example to them was, I see these big old brothers, and I'm telling you, I work in Buckhead, so I'm walking past the parking lot that looked like a Porsche club. It looked like a Lambo club. I mean, I look like I'm pull up in the Mercedes E350, and my car look Bobo. All the cars up in here, and my cars are new. But I'm telling you, I look at these big old brothers. Some of these NFL, NBA guys, bodybuilding guys, and I walk past them, and they'll have their headphones on.
Right.
And you know what? I used to be in so much trouble, and I was so rough back in the day that ever since I found God and start changing, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I said ever since I started changing, I'm just happy. So I walk up to these little thugs and I'll be like, "Good morning, sir." And I call everybody sir because I'm a Marine. Y'all know I'm military.
Yeah.
So I call everybody sir. So even the young people, teenagers, old men, I walk up and be like, "Good morning, sir," and they kind of don't even know how to react to that. They be like,
okay then. They're like, okay.
Good morning, sir. Hey.
Because it's such a disconnect for
it is,
especially between black men and black men. It's too much competition. It's too much intimidation. It's not enough team, and so that's awesome. And Keisha, we met my cousin. She flew in from Chicago, and we went out to Papacitos because Papados had an hour and 45-minute wait, girl.
Ooh, that's
and it wasn't right about the wait. So we were talking about you, and I was telling her that we cheered on the same, team. We cheerleaded together, and I said Keisha was one of the first girls that could turn like a real flip.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, not a cartwheel.
A real flip.
Like a real flip.
And and little stuff like that, you just always really, really stood out in a crowd. And the beautiful thing about it is I don't have to dim your light in order to make mine shine. So this is your spotlight, honey.
Yeah.
We are gonna shine.
Absolutely.
For real, boo.
So everybody watching this video, whether you're watching it live or you're watching the replay, because I'm gonna replay this video every day for the next week. I'm gonna click share. This is live right now on my page, my professional page, my GBC page, YouTube, and Periscope, live on 8 places all at once. So no matter where you're watching it, click the like button, click the share button to get these stories out. I want to talk about a little bit deeper part of motivation today, because you guys know that I'm in ministry. I've been in ministry, involved in ministry since 2010. And I'll tell you, I learned so many different things that they never get you to a point. They never get you to a stop. They never get you to like a goal. They just keep pushing you. And I'm gonna tell you, I've learned to open up so much more. And as I'm listening to your stories, you guys both seem to be the kind of people that are open to people. Y'all are open to people. Y'all are people's people. Right. You can't be closed off and have any kind of meaningful connection. So the fact that you guys already had a connection, and I just put you together because you were Hazelhurst, and to see that it was already a real connection, that makes me want to ask, Jamey, I wanted to ask you, and this might catch you on the spot. I don't want to make you cry, Jamey.
Oh, Lord.
Hello, black man. But I love to see more black men to get more in touch with your emotions, because a lot of times when we don't want to keep it real about who we love, when we don't want to keep it real about who we admire, when we don't want to keep it real with respecting each other, it causes us to put up them walls and them fences and that stuff. So I want to ask you, Jamey, in your lifetime, who would you say would be somebody that you might say might have been a good influence in your life? Somebody that you think made an impact in your life as a young person prior to you becoming an adult?
Let's see. Wow, that's a tough one. But we had. I will say this. When we were coming through school, we had guys that just pushed themselves to be so well rounded. If it was sports, if it was in the classroom, what to do. And these guys are some guys I would probably say I've never told them, how much I admire them. But the Holloway boys, what I'm saying, Brian and Lil Charles and Animal, Caveman, all those guys, we didn't have a direct conversation every day. But those guys, those guys, that's usually what kind of molds the younger generation. Just watching those guys carry themselves, play ball, handle business. They wasn't fighting and acting crazy, just, being young. But, it allowed us to just kind of model ourselves in the younger generation to how to handle business. Don't do that, man. Let's quiet down. Let's do this. Damon Tanner, like all those guys, we've never been super tight. We've never been like BFLs or nothing like that. But from my age range, just a year or two behind, just watching those guys handle business, first guys I seen wearing ties and stuff to school. That was mind blowing to me. I didn't own a tie, But see those guys, dress up sometimes, and that's what it's all about. That's the transparency, being able to see it and being able to emulate without conversation. They don't have to sit down with somebody all the time. There's something they're watching you right now. At 40 years old, there's somebody 30 years old watching you, watching what you do, how you carry yourself, what you post. Mm-hmm. They're watching. They may never like a post, they may never share a post, but they will emulate what you do. So, hey, I see you doing that. That's some good stuff. Mm-hmm. I see you doing that there. I think I can do that. They may never inbox you and say, hey, you're great. But it's people around that are watching, that are saying, hey, these guys are, pushing forward, positivity. It's great vibes. They're not, bashing one another. They're trying to figure out how to pull the next person up. And so I would say it was a combination of the people that I went to school with, just seeing what they were doing, how they could overcome adversity and things like that.
You know what, Jamey? I'm glad you said that, because You know, you talked about people that were maybe the same age or maybe just a little older, but they were kind of peer groups because I told you, I was just telling Keisha at the beginning of the thing, that's kind of how we saw her. She was kind of like a big sis.
Right.
She was just the girl that was older. She was
Mhm.
pretty and she seemed fun, right? But you talking about your peer groups is important because a lot of times people they aren't open enough to be able to be honest about the fact that the other guys, I like what you're doing, and you were open enough to do that because when I was young, I wasn't that guy. I would fight against all of that, and I repelled some of those things, you know. But I would say it's amazing that you said that, and I love that because it ties directly into this book, and it shows that you've been doing that. You're not writing about something that you just figured out. It sounds like you've been doing that. You know, because
It's a part of who I am. It's part of, you know, seeing what's out there and taking the best from it. One of my mentors, and he's also an author, Corey Collins. He's younger than me. He's
absolutely
alum. You know, we have all the reason in the world to be, you know, I ain't gonna say against one another, but you know, this person about those JSU, ASU, stuff like that.
competition.
But literally every move I've made over the course of the last 6-7 years, we've been in communication about. And he's younger than me. So I'm reaching out to somebody younger than me to say, hey, what do you think about this? Let me bounce this off you. Let me bounce this off you. That's where we get it at. Don't shy away from opportunity of great information based on, age range or distance or anything like that. So we have a great opportunity to work together.
Right.
You know what? I love that. I love that, Jamie. Keisha, I'm about to put you on the spot a little bit. Don't you cry,
All right.
girl.
No,
You know I love you, Keisha.
I love that. Come on with it.
Tell me about Miss Diane Littles.
Oh wow. Why did I feel an instant chill? It's funny because Miss Littles, and it's funny because I call her Momsie, Momsie, and we came up with this. She reached out to me when she moved back here from New York. She moved to Atlanta from New York. Okay, because her daughter Kia lives here.
Right.
I hadn't seen Kia, anything. And she moved back here and she reached out to me. And when she reached out, I thought to myself, this is my school mom. Like, this is my school mom. She was one of the greatest inspirations to me and helpmates for so many things. And she had absolutely no idea. I absolutely loved going to her office. She'd tell me all these little things I needed to do. Go get the paper, go staple these, go do that. She was so prim, proper, and poised.
Yep, absolutely.
Probably one of the greatest examples for me in school because every day she showed up.
Mm-hmm.
She showed up every single day. And I'll never forget, going to her office was like a treat. That's the only way I could really explain it. It was a treat. It was an escape. Nobody knew what I was dealing with. Nobody knew what I was going through. I excelled in everything. And here's the thing, the funny part about people like myself that tend to want to be accepted in a certain type of way. I knew that, for lack of a better word, I knew aesthetically people saw me a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But my concern was, do they know me though? But do they know me? I knew that I could go and tumble. I knew I could try out for JSET and make it. I knew that these things to me were natural.
Right.
I became an overachiever.
Okay.
And as an overachiever, what happens is you continue to find things to feed that space after you feed what it is you've already given. So that's where I feel like Miss Diane Littles came in. She would notice my emotions. She would notice my changes. She would notice when things weren't quite the way they needed to be, but somehow still never spoke on them, but still nurtured them, if that makes any sense. She still made sure that she offered something of herself in that little minute of 20 minutes or 30 minutes in between before it was time for me to go to my next class. And I'll never forget, all of the packages had come for the seniors. You know, you take these pictures and you pay all this money and you get all these pictures. And see, back in the day when we was in school, I don't recall there being the word poop written all over your face. Maybe it was at the bottom or something like that. But it was a way that you could figure out if you were able to get a couple pictures, maybe you can make some copies of those pictures to get a lot of more pictures because you couldn't afford that whole big old package.
Right, the
Right.
real package.
Like the more you downsize, you didn't have the castle. You didn't have a this and you didn't have a that. And I remember
that.
she had all of those packages for everybody else was a senior. She had all of those packages in a box, waiting to hand them out. She was aware that I grew up with my great grandma. I was being raised by my great grandmother. And I'll never forget looking at that package and wondering if mine was in there. And if it was, if I could at least just look at it, because I knew that my grandmother wouldn't be able to afford it. And without saying anything, Miss Diane Little said, you will have a package. You just let me get these distributed to everybody else. But you will have one picture of each of these pictures, and you will have the invitation, and we're going to get you some copies made. From that moment, I felt a different type of connection to that lady, to where she became what I needed. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, I loved her dearly, but she was elderly already when I met her. My great-grandmother. So between she and my great-aunt Regina K. Williams, listen, that's where I learned finances. That's where I learned responsibility. That's where I learned what butt whoopings were, and still with love. She would whoop me and still make me hug her. That's where I was told, I don't care what you feel. You gonna grow up and do something. And to this day, I dedicate so much to her as well as Miss Diane Little, because teachers nowadays, it's hard for them to do that because the children are so different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ready. They come in with aggression. We don't know what these babies are dealing with at home. Our problems at home was, how are we gonna get to practice?
Right.
Enough money.
Yeah.
How am I get home from practice
on the bus with not enough snacks?
Yeah.
Now these kids are worried about real life problems. Are the lights on?
Yeah.
You know, what is happening over here? So it's such a huge difference and variance that my appreciation for her is one that I know will last for the rest of my life. She came here, she loves my children. I'm her hairstylist now. Do you know how amazing that feels?
Absolutely.
I didn't go to school initially. Initially, I knew that I was great at doing hair, but I went to school to be a school teacher, which I still have a degree in early childhood development. However, I knew that that would not afford me the opportunity to spread my gifts that I needed to.
Absolutely.
So I said to myself, in the end, Lord, if it is my intent for me to teach these babies, let it be after I retire from all the things, the other assignments that you have for me. Then put me in a position. And it may not be in a schoolhouse. Maybe it's going to end up being with my grandchildren that I foresee with my kids when they get to that. So she's a very, she's the highlight of my high school time, because she made sure that I was okay when everybody else thought I was okay.
Okay.
And the fact that a woman would reach out to you like that and take care of you, it was awesome.
Yes. You said something that was very, very powerful. You said that she was she showed up and she was there. She was dressed. She was well mannered, and both of her daughters are the same way.
Yes.
Tina and Kia are the exact same way. You know, Kia's my patient as well. So it's just crazy.
Wow, look at there.
Yeah, how we're all connected, because when I think her sister Kina reached out to me and was like, hey, you know, my sister needs to come to the dentist. She's gonna come see you. And next thing you know, I cleaned her and her baby's teeth. Yes, it's a small.
That is awesome.
But that's how the circle of life works. The
Yes.
universe always hears you, and it doesn't matter where you go, where you migrate. And I want to just touch this little piece right here. I am from Hazelhurst, Mississippi. It is the town, it is the city, it is the place that I will claim to the day that I leave here. Okay? But what I want people to understand is that just because I moved away, it doesn't change what you already know about me. this just allowed me to expand. I made the decision, I made that choice to take the time and say, this town will not be able to hold all that God has for me.
Absolutely.
Now, that is not in negative at all, because I live from Hazelhurst, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, New Orleans, Louisiana. I am like that person that just drop me off and watch me figure out where the soil is so I can grow. And it's a mind thing. It's a mentality. It's definitely not a she left here and she thinks she's better than you think that. Not me.
Right.
You think that. Because when I can reach out to people like, Jamie, what you got going on? Listen, I messaged Jamie the day that he posted his book signing that's coming up on November 21st. And
we'll be there, Jamie. We'll be there.
I'll be there in person.
I messaged Jamie and I said, Jamie,
what can I do?
That I can do to help you. I'm not trying to be a part of that. That's not Beautiful Crew. That is Jamie's Hello Black Man. I will be there. I will have Hello Black Man, which I did buy the book, just so everyone knows. I have the book, but I bought it for my man.
Absolutely.
I bought it for my man. So
we see you representing with your man, Keisha.
Thank you. Beautiful thing. Black love is beautiful. Black love is. So, in my thing is, I will have Hello Black Woman, Hello Black Child. I want my children to understand. And that's another thing. Jamie, you spoke on men not being able to speak about their emotions and different things and the key words that you put in there. You know what? That same thing what you have with Hello Black Child, all those different things. Listen, I am a huge promoter of therapy. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can write, you can be a writer. I have so many people that have either reached out to buy the book or they just want to support, they want to get a book to somebody else. And I'm like, this is not a girly book. It is a book of general life. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so anyone can read it. However, what bothers me the most is when I get people that say, I don't read.
Yeah, you get that.
Say, I'm not a reader. But what if God gave you this contract that says this is what is going to be the freedom of your life?
Right.
Let's read this, and it is plenty. You need to read it, not skim, not flip through here and there.
Right.
That is what bothers me because, you know, we didn't always have the ability to read. You know, the ancestors that came before us, they had rhythms, sounds, tunes, pathways that they can remember. It's like walking in the dark. But you have all of this opportunity to be able to actually sit down and read a book and you tell me that you don't read.
Keisha,
that bothers me. But it's not for me to try to fix somebody else and what it is that they decide to do. But I can tell you that you're missing out on some greatness.
Absolutely.
That you will not be able to go and pull up on the internet and this, that, and the other. The art of being able to take something and flip the pages. When people say, why do you write so much? Because I need to see it. I want to check it off.
Right.
It does something for me. It does something for me in my spirit.
It's a different responsibility. It's a different viability when it's actually read and written by your hand. Yeah.
You're holding yourself accountable. So I am just so grateful for those relationships that help to be the stepping stone and the bridging blocks and all those different things. Because again, I never felt like when I'm met with a challenge, there's no absolute answer. Even if the answer is it can't happen right now, I'm working on a plan for it to strategize and make out for later.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So good.
So look, I got a couple things before y'all go.
Sure, come on.
Two things for you. Two things for you. Jamie, you have a copy of your book right there with you, sir?
Yep.
Can you please show your book and tell people where they can get this book, the best way to get it, whether they come back to you or they get it on Amazon or whatever. Show it to them.
Yep.
Make sure they know what they're working with. How can they get to you?
All right, you can get to me on Facebook on Hello Black Man. I've been on Hello Black Man on Facebook since November of 2019. So I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary. We have almost 12,000 followers in 1 year. on Facebook. On Instagram, it's Hello Black Man Journal. On Twitter, it's HBM Journal. On YouTube, Hello Black Man, and we have a website, helloblackman.com, which we have all the books and all the merchandise on there.
That's where you buy it from,
Yes,
helloblackman.com?
you can buy it from helloblackman.com. If you get it from helloblackman.com, it'll be signed. I'll give you a personalized message. You'll get a Hello Black Man pen, and you get some Hello Black Man wristbands.
Somebody watching this right now, do us a big favor and drop helloblackman.com in the comments so I can see if I can pull that up and show it on the screen. Helloblackman.com. Thank you so much for that.
All right, so that'll be Hello Black, the Hello Black Man. That's the Hello Black Man book. Hello Black Woman. You got a Hello Black Teen.
I need to get that one.
Yeah.
This is a franchise.
Get the Hello Black Child.
Yeah.
And then it's the last one, the Hello Black Couple.
Oh, I love it. I love that, Jamie.
You like a
Boy, you
you like
that.
an onion. You deep in it, Jamie. You got some bacon. You got some meat to it.
Boy,
Yeah.
man, I love that. So I was actually going to go to helloblackman.com and buy this, and what's her name?
Keisha, yeah.
Keisha.
It's signed. It's in the mail.
Sending it to me, so I couldn't buy it because she already sent it. But I tell you, you better bet your bottom dollar that we didn't get a chance to beat Keisha to it. As soon as this thing right here came out, we was beating her inbox down to get this thing.
I was like, I was there.
And look, she didn't even want to share the book with me, Jamie. She
They both have their own books. When I talk about
my own thing, Teresa didn't even want to share with me, bro.
And I'm not gonna share yours either. So you need to go buy me my own.
I'm gonna buy another one, Jamie, so
Hello,
she can have her own. Jamie, she be taking my stuff. Y'all help.
That's what's up.
Y'all help me. I'm scared of my wife. All right, so Keisha, tell everybody where they can get your book and how they need to come in contact with you.
All right, well, here is my book, and it is a beautiful clue. I also have the prelude to the book was called 7 Principles of Promise to Promote Your Purpose. I don't have another copy of that one because those are sold out right now, but I can get them for you. I am working on my website. My website will be, it's thekeishambogan.com. I'm trying to put everything in one place because I have a lot of stuff.
Yes.
So I'm working on that. However, for a personal touch, if it is that you want your copy personalized as well as signed, if you want that, you can reach out to me personally via my Facebook, my Instagram, either or, my Cash App. You send your money, you send me your address, and I literally personalize it, sign it, and I ship it out. There's no one else that's shipping it out. It's me doing everything right now.
What's up?
But as soon, there it is. That's that personalization right there. Got his. I mean, got hers. I absolutely enjoy it. And it kind of goes back to that thing where when people are thinking to themselves, why don't you put it here? And then they could just go do this. And it's on Amazon. All of my books are on Amazon. However, in order for it to be personal, I prefer for you to buy it from me. I get credit either way. However, it's just so much better when you actually have it from the author touched that book, she boxed it, she sent it, you know, all of that.
Connection, a real connection.
That's what it is, and that's the funny part about how things work. And so it's I didn't mention this, but I also in my accessory line, I have these pieces, and so everything for me, of course, has meaning, and it has some type of little something that goes with it that makes you go, wait, what now? What she said? Okay, so I have in my accessory line, it's called Signature Statement Pieces. Pieces is not P-I-E-C-E-S. It's piece. P-E-A-C-I-S. So it's Signature Statement Pieces. And typically what I'm saying to you is be the topic of a conversation without saying a word. You got your name on you. You have these different little trinkets that's just like, wow, well, where did she get that from? That's the thing with it. And it was one other thing that we talked about earlier that I didn't get to mention, and Jamie said too. We all have purpose. So with us being here, there's this thing I always talk about, the dash. And everybody's like, well, what's the dash? What's the dash? Well, DASH, it's an acronym, and it's for Designated Assignments Soulfully Heeded. Meaning, these are assignments that are given to you that no one else knows about. These are the God conversations. These are the things and they
That's
say,
dope, man.
this
That's
is
dope.
Yeah.
designated for you. So it's designated assignment, soulfully here. You do it with pleasure. You do it with pride. You do it because you've been assigned. Your obedience is
That's
what
right.
reward. And if you are able to receive that reward, that is the greatest reward of all. What sense does it make to do something and have to tell somebody, remember when I did that? That's not how you do stuff. It's so many times I do things and I walk away. And it's funny because it can happen in a nail shop. I recognize something. If you pay attention to my Facebook page, I'm always talking about something. Yes, my posts are long and lengthy, but when you are a person that is obedient and assigned to do certain things, you tend to speak a certain way. And if you're able to receive that, that is the thing that touches you in a place that goes, you know what? And that's the whole purpose. Once it does that, it's not for show, it's not for clout, it's not for any of that. It is to basically share with someone else. Yes, I'm in here getting my nails done, but I see this pregnant black lady come in and she's got her mom. She's more concerned with making sure her mom is situated. And it's so funny because her stomach was so little that when she sat in the chair and she turned on the little vibrating thing, and when she started to rear back is when I saw her stomach. And I saw her like rub her stomach and just kind of close her eyes and relax. And I thought to myself, how great would that be for me to treat her today? And that's typically how stuff happens. God speaks to me and said, her right there, her. Pay attention, see what else she's gonna be doing. And I watched her. I
And
watched
you
her
gotta
ask
be
her
obedient for
mom.
that.
I
Yeah, that's
watched
dope.
her ask her mom if she was okay. Her mama said, yes, I'm fine. I watched her try to relax. I watched all of that. I completed everything I was doing and I told my nail tech, I said, find out how much her service is. And when we went to check out, I paid for my service, I paid for hers, and I walked back and I gave her the receipt. And I said, today you deserve it. And she nearly just bust out crying. And I was like, have a great day, and walked away. That's how the spirit moves. That is what the assignment was for that day. And that's just how it works. It's not a super conscious effort of every day I need to do a good deed. You do them as they are assigned.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
That's not forced.
it's
It's
not
not
the
mechanical.
dash is the thing that's in between your birth and your death.
The
I want you to
dash.
remember all those things that's in between about you. You don't know about when I was born. You heard about how I passed. But in between there, you can look at all my work. So that's one of the greatest things that I enjoy and I appreciate about Facebook because it gives you reminders. Those little things are like little taps.
I love the
Oh
reminder.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
remember this? You remember that? And that is the greatest part about living. That is the greatest part about sharing. And
Oh
that is
yeah.
your purpose. And you want to believe that the things that you are doing will have the impact enough to be an influence that
That's it.
motivates somebody else
That's it.
to say, I can do this. And it could be done in a little town, a big city, whatever it is. But until
Wherever you
you're
are.
able to face whatever it is that you're dealing with as a person, it will not matter how much you do to try to mask all those things that you can't uncover. Freedom is the best piece of all of it. If you can free yourself, everything else flows.
Absolutely.
Amen.
All right, last
Yes.
item. Last item today. You guys have been such great guests. I didn't really have to pull on you guys
No.
because you're people.
Right.
You guys are open to flow out and be
Yes.
transparent so that
Exactly.
some young man will see Jamie today and hopefully know that he can write too, he can write a book, he can
Oh,
be around
absolutely.
people. Somebody's gonna see Keisha and say, oh my God, I
Yes.
can be that. So the last item I have for you guys is a big favor to me and Cookie. And this is our favorite part of the doggone show. And this is why we don't tell you about it. I want to pop it up and make you be surprised. And they're going to be like, oh my God. The last piece is I want you to speak into each other's life before you leave. Jamie,
Wow.
and you know what? We always go ladies first, right? However,
Yeah.
instead of ladies first to receive. So you
Okay.
walk into Keisha's life and tell her something
That will
positive that would encourage her to
Yeah.
continue what she's doing.
Okay. Keisha. I got my book right here.
Look at that.
And everything. So Keisha, you have been an absolute joy to watch, to learn, to see your evolution. You have been an inspiration to not just ladies, and people that you know, but from the guys as well. Like I said, I saw you so long ago on Facebook, thrifting to have at least I got 2 months I got to get something away. Like, but all that spirit and the vibe is so positive. Continue to be who you are. Continue to elevate. Continue to excel. You are a wonderful, wonderful person. It's been an absolute joy watching you from near and
Oh, well, thank you. Y'all trying to make my lashes come off.
Girl, we can go on back on there.
Absolutely. So Keisha, it's okay if you need to cry, sweetheart. When you finally get it together, I want you to speak into Jamey's life and encourage him.
Oh my God. Jamey, one of the greatest joys in having someone that is from the same town. It's a beauty in watching you grow, watching you grind, your kindness, your gentle spirit, your ability to reach over and pull across. You've always been someone that I've seen but not really talked to. But then when I was able to talk to you, I thought, wow, this little fella done grew up. This Jamey Jenkins. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to do that. So I say to you in your hello black man, hello black child, hello black teen, hello black couple, hello black woman. Did I get them all?
you got them all.
I want to tell you that it's a movement, and it's a movement that I continue to support. I will support. I will be driving home from Atlanta November 21st. Whatever you can use me for, you use me. Allow me to wear a t-shirt. Allow me to be able to walk around and share your journey, because that's what my purpose is. I want that highlight and that thing to speak on you in a way that God blesses you in more than abundance, because He gives us more than we ask for, over and beyond. You continue to push. You continue with your big, pretty pictures. You keep doing everything that God intends for you. The Father in you says, this is your purpose. That was the reason why you began that. You needed to communicate with that little boy who was a teenager. You needed to communicate with that beautiful little girl who is a teenager. And look at you. Just look at you. It's a beautiful thing. I ask that you continue the movement. Continue more hellos. Continue more things so that people are able to have something that is tangible. Something that they can actually pick up and go, this is from Jamey Jenkins. It helped me to communicate better with my spouse, with my friends, with my community, with my people. I see such a community effort, so I speak life, love, joy, all of those things. And again, I will be there. Whatever you need me to do, it ain't about me, it's about you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
That was beautiful. That is
That
actually my favorite part.
That's my favorite part.
It's encouraging, because we can do nothing without support. We have to have support. There's no such thing as a one-man show and a one. No, we all have support, and I love the support. So, Jamey, yes, we will be there.
Absolutely.
And I'm like Keisha. I want a shirt. I want to be the Hello Black Woman model too. Okay, and
we got you.
I'm gonna be there. And
hey, look, we're gonna literally be there. So, Keisha, if you're there, we'll be back together again.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful moment, and that's the thing that propels us into greatness. Is that not only is it that you see that we support, but our town will see that we are willing to make this drive just to support you. It ain't just
dope. That is absolutely dope.
So in order for you to be able to be that person that's speaking all this greatness, that's why I said it goes beyond you and I as authors and books. We live what it is that we say. So if I say I'm going to be there to support, I'm going to be there all full fledged, whatever you need me to do. So that's the beauty. And honestly, when people wonder about my tagline, be the example, that's what it is that we're coming to do. And again, when I saw it post, straight to your inbox. What we doing? Now, I might not can't take a picture the way you want it, but if you need to hold a camera or snap, you just point it in the direction and let me be still like a tripod.
That's
I got you from there.
Absolutely.
But I look forward to
and if you need somebody,
yes,
grab the trash bags.
hey.
Help you clean up. I got you.
You said it before. Everybody has the same amount of importance. The person that's setting up and breaking down is all important. It is all love.
Yep, absolutely. What I have thoroughly enjoyed having you guys here today.
Enjoy.
Absolutely treat. Y'all have no idea. I've been so excited about this date coming up. I felt like I was getting like a present or something. And I know that it feels like promotion for you, a promotional opportunity to show what you guys have. But at the same time, it's just so much more than that for me because I just feel like I like y'all stuff so much. You know, me and Cookie, we like it so much. We just want everybody else to know. All right?
Yeah.
I just want everybody else to know.
We appreciate. I was laughing. I was thinking to myself. I was at the salon this morning. Yesterday, I did a really big thing, and I'll share with you later. But I was at the salon this morning, and none of this was going on. Like none of this was going on.
Okay.
If I can get them finished, and then I can get myself and get to the house and get myself together and I am going to make sure that I am a representative of my brand, not only of my brand, but as my family, my hometown, my people. I need to come on just the way I promote it. But I also want people to understand that this is for the promotion. I'm not like this every day. So whereas people have different perspectives of who you are based on what they see and all this kind of stuff, this is the part where people need to relax. Just relax. You know, when you get yourself together, when you're going to present, don't you get yourself together?
Right.
Let it be. Don't allow that to be the only perspective that you have as if we did wake up like this, because we did.
That's right.
We got lighting going on.
We got the same thing. We got the light right here.
Listen, we got all kinds of stuff going on, but I
got the microphone popping, Keisha. Look, Keisha, I cut my hair for you, girl.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm interviewing Keisha.
I'm like,
when Cookie came on, baby, when it was before it went live, baby, Cookie was like, I was like, but that's the beauty in it. That is the beauty in it. I absolutely love, adore, appreciate, and respect you guys for what it is that you're doing. Not only because you invited us to do it, but because you're God's people, you're kingdom workers. That's what it is. And your history, your longevity as a married couple who believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your parents. You're running a business. You're running several businesses. This is such the greatness that when you decide or you come together, this is what we are. Look at us. Like we did this.
Hazelhurst representatives.
In the building, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. Forever, I will rep the H.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I'm always CTC. Don't forget, 1033 Sinclair Road. I'll never forget that address.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm about to play our theme music on the way out of here, but I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. If you got any comments you want to drop, feel free to drop them.
Okay.
That's for us, for you guys, Jamey and Keisha, and also anybody watching can continue to drop comments while we're playing our music on the way out. So
and don't forget to like and share.
Like and share. I'll definitely be liking and sharing on all my platforms, all the groups I'm in. I will be putting
that with Jamey. I need to get some more platforms. I'm like, what in the world?
I know.
Jamey, one thing I forgot to say to you, bro. I was trying to be respectful, but we need to schedule something while we there.
Okay.
I need to schedule, so I'll get with you offline because I was actually. It's time for us to do new pictures. Yeah, different. The last one we did was probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago. So
that's normally how it works.
And I need some pictures with her.
Yeah,
this is my brand right here.
Hello, somebody. Hello, black woman.
Hello, black woman. Jamey, I'm tired of putting all these pictures out of when I get ready to go to an event or a radio show or something that's just pictures of me. I'm tired of them pictures of me. Then they gotta ask all these questions. I need to go ahead and see.
He got hair now.
We don't go nowhere without each other. My last professional pictures, I got a bald head.
Yeah. You all are the brand, so it needs to represent that. Your images need to represent what you're bringing to the table.
Right.
Yeah, well, y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Man, thank you all so much for doing it. Thank you all so much.
It was a fantastic opportunity. And anybody that need anything, inbox Keisha, inbox Jamey, inbox me if you need anything. If you want to know how to get your business spotlighted on a live at 5 interview, inbox me. We'll talk about it. It costs you absolutely nothing. We just want to help get you from where you're at to where you want to be. Y'all take it easy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Later, y'all.